Whoa, 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 whoa. You're in a cult? You're in a cult? Whoa, it's a cult. A cult. I don't know. Cult sounds so terrible, or at least it used to. Right now it seems like, if you make a cult, it's almost a group. There's gotta be some difference here, okay? There's gotta be something that kind of separates these words here, because you just call anything anything, and I don't know, it depends on where you come from. But if you call something a cult, it might just be a group, because I don't know. I feel like if you say cult, it should be evil or something. There should be something pretty bad about it if you call it a cult. You know what I mean? But I don't know. People throw around the word. I'm pretty sure it stems from culture. So you would just say, "Oh, this is a culture. This is a cult. A culture. This is pretty much a group of cultured individuals with a particular mindset." This is not the actual definition, but it sounds like it's my definition. I probably have my own dictionary in my head. Think about that for a second. You have an actual dictionary, but the way that we think of words is actually different inside of our own head. So if you just sat there and tried to define every word, how would you define the words? That's actually a good question. Should try to do that. You should try to sit here and say a word and say what you think it means. It's actually kind of hard to explain sometimes. Man, I remember when I was first learning words. I actually had to ask someone what inflation was just a couple years ago. I didn't know what it was. Which pretty embarrassing actually. Because I don't really pay attention. Like I guess I wasn't really paying attention too much in school, and I didn't want to be at school. Didn't really get good grades. Not because I was dumb. Not because I wasn't you know good at school. Not because I didn't cheat either. I cheated. No, no, I didn't. But I was thinking, if you were playing esports tournament, could you put a little microphone inside of your head? I was just thinking that. Could you do that? I think you could. You could a little mini microphone fit. They should probably be metal detecting people's heads. I was thinking, like, you could do a lot. You can actually get very small cameras. It's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? You could go put one on the trees. No one would even see that. No one would even see that sucker. But but yeah, the comedy elite. They are cool. They are. They are. I don't know. Is that what you would call it, or would you just a group? Group. Group sounds like loving. Like it sounds like, yeah, group. Yeah. The comedy, the bagel comedy group. The bagel comedy group. That's what we're called. Bagel comedy. I don't know. Does it? Do you take on the personality of a bagel? I don't even know how to do that, but I definitely want to try it. That is definitely something I should be doing right now. Definitely. Hey guys, I'm a bagel. I have very thick skin. I have a hole in my head, and people like to shove bananas at me. Not banana the fruit. Man, some people's humor is so lame. I don't even know. The comedy has evolved, man. If you go look up jokes online, those are not real jokes. Okay, look, look, man. A comedian knows how to make something funny. You can make anything funny, really. I mean, if you really wanted to. Well, maybe funny to at least one person if you really tried. Is that success? Well, if you make one person laugh, I mean, you're funny to them. If you always just had one person you made laugh, then I guess you are funny, huh? You know what I mean? But if you ask anybody else, they'll tell you no. So I guess the one person secluded. That one person is me. I'm my only fan. I'm the only person who thinks I'm actually funny. Yeah. Now, I like to think I have such a robust, you know, personalized personality. No, I like to think I have a unique, rare personality that not a lot of people see. It's not something you see every day. It's not something you just see walking down the street. You know what I mean? Because people like me don't walk around the street because we're too smart to be out in the public. It's too risky out there. It's crazy out there. It's a jungle out there. Things happen out there. You think I want to go out there? Do you think I want to go out there? I don't want to go out there. Don't go out there. Shut that door. Shut that door. Don't go out there. There's scary things out there. There's people out there. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're corrupted. They lie about everything. Ah. I guess some people are just born really good liars. That's probably accurate, you know? I feel like that's a gift though. For some people. Because, there's a lot of people that if they weren't good at lying, then they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. Like I think there's a lot of people out there that the number one person they lie to is themselves. So, that's it. Just lying to yourself. I wanted to escape the lie, and then I discovered that it's probably better to live a lie. Like happiness is kind of a lie because if you look at everything, it's so sad. Everything's so sad and grim and cruel. And you look at all the slaughterhouses and canned tuna. Well, I don't know if I really have a heart for a tuna fish, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gruesome things out there. We feel so small. The world is so big. There's so many things out there. So many people more successful than you. Isn't that the worst horror story of all about the real life horror story is pretty interesting. It gets you, it gets you, it drags you down, tells you all sorts of things. There's a devil. There's a devil in your heart, living in your head, living in your soul, trying to steal your soul. There's a lot. It tells you a lot. It's cult, man. It's cult. It's a cult everywhere you look, really. Really. But you have to look at the key component of a cult because the key component of a cult, or you could say group, because so if you look at one thing and it's like, oh yeah, they're cult, like comedy. They say the comedy elite's a cult. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what they really do on their off time. I don't really know if they like sacrifice goats or Smurfs or something to the sun god or something. Sacrifice to Zeus. I don't know who your sacrificial preferences. You know what I mean? Sacrificial preferences. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely a stand-up routine name. That's going to be my special, really. Sacrificial preferences. That's pretty good, actually. That's actually pretty good. I probably need to write that down before I forget because that was just amazing. But it was amazing the other way I thought of it. So I just the one way I thought of it, but here's another. Sacrificial preferences. Like I want to be a comedian, but if I have a kid and have a wife and also play the clarinet and guitar and make music videos and write books, getting a little bit cluttered, and play video games. I have to play video games 24/7, so I have to make a time. You have to make time around the video game schedule. You're going to have to sacrifice some skill. You're going to have to sacrifice some skill on the old FPS shooter. The old FPS shooter. Man, I remember when SPS shooters were not really that good. Now they're just... It's crazy. It's crazy how good everything is. And the fact that everyone just gets so bored at the same time, Like the world of comedy. What is going on with it anyways? Where are all the good movies, man? I feel like even if like the biggest rising stars, the biggest names were to try to make something right now, I just don't know. It just wouldn't feel the same, would it? Like I wish I was a 5-year-old kid watching some of that stuff. That's the best, isn't it? Just a little kid watching some funny, pointless stuff from some comedic legend. Wow. Wow. Should I really respect them though? Should I really respect them? I don't know. It's kind of crazy how like some people respect people from movies that are so old. They're still like, and I know like it's not really a big deal to respect stuff, but I don't know, and I feel like some people don't really respect anything. They're just like, that's kind of the force of comedy that's kind of taken on an ego of its own nowadays, which is pretty much burning everything in sight. It's like the world's burning, the forests are burning. Almost, I think like no one really wants to do anything about it, and then people are burning each other too, burning you alive with humor. Jeez, ouch, hot humor. Oof, throw me into eternal flames. That's almost, I think, what some people want to do is like the joke that is so bad and it's so deliberately offensive and cruel that it's just pretty much like you have to equalize it to the potency of nailing someone to a cross and lighting them on fire. That's kind of it. It's like, man, this is like metal comedy or something. This is like gangster rap comedy, you know? The kind of comedy that it's like, we're not really here to laugh. We're here to like break everyone in half, Like, gee, ew. You're sitting there spitting some jokes like you're spitting bars. It's kind of the truth, though, But it's kind of weird because some comedy, it doesn't really have the same feel of hip hop or, metal or anything. It really seems distant from it, but I think some of it kind of takes on its own form. It's a lot different than music, you know what I mean? Like, especially when you get to stand up comedy and stuff, and there's so many stand up comedians, there's so many flavors and stuff. So it's pretty far away, from you. And it's just it's so different. But it almost is like the manifestation in the comedy form, you know. But that's kind of interesting to think about because it's like, oh well, what genre is that comedy really? Name that comedy. I don't know, because just think about this, okay? If you death metal or black metal or like that really dark metal where it's like people get pretty crazy, like they turn into shadow demons and I don't know, they they're the type of person, they're one with the darkness and it's crazy. Dark. It's dark music. Just think about like that converted to comedy. Just think about that. Like it might not have the same. There's no guitar riffs, nothing. Maybe you don't even look like it. You don't look like the Prince of Darkness. You don't look like you know your eyes are hollowed out of your skull, or you might not even wear black or anything. But I almost feel like it's the same sort of feel. Like if you think about what the mission is, just obliterate everything and brutalize. So brutal, brutalization techniques. That's what it is. It's so brutal, and like I don't like being brutal on myself. It's too much. You take it too far. You took yourself too far. That's what I think you do. I mean, it's good to take yourself seriously. I mean, people will kind of rope you into their three ring circus of manipulation and take advantage of you and run you around the boat and make you think they're the messiah. And that's kind of I don't know if they can do it. They can do it. That's what I'm almost thinking in comedy. If you can do that, if you can pretty much elevate yourself to where you're pretty much levitating off the ground because you're so good, oh, if you could do that, in the form of being funny, magical experience, and then good for you, But other than that, I do feel like it's kind of like that, like, so funny that people think you're Jesus Christ, like I want to be so funny, I am just God, the God of comedy, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then you look at some of those people, they're so accomplished and stuff, and it's like, wow, yeah. They're a god. Yeah, wow. And it's like, I don't know. maybe it's not like that for a lot of like people don't think about it like that. It's so weird because comedy is like this thing where it's like it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be laughing. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be like, but it's like it has an ego of its own, which is which is weird how that works if you think about it. Because it's like, especially if you're a person who's getting laughed at, because some comedians you laugh with the audience, and then sometimes the audience will just laugh at you. But if they're laughing at you, and you just kind of think about that for a second, it's just like, man, like where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong? Because here I am, you know, getting laughed at, and I just totally forgot what I was saying. I was trying to bring it back there, and I just lost it. Um, I just lost it there. The cult of the cult of comedy. This has been happening to me once in a while. I've actually been going for like an hour now, an hour and 15 minutes. I just made two other little segments, so now this is the third one. So I guess it was bound to happen sooner or later. But uh yeah, I just like to pun stuff and talk about stuff and see what I can come up with. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty brutal, and you kind of take it there, and you take everything to the extreme, and it's not very fun for you. But oh yeah, so yeah, see, I just remembered. Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, but it's almost got an ego of its own. It's kind of ironic how that is, because you almost don't. It's almost like you don't really see the drama or whatever. Like I feel like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like the ego is a joke. It's all a joke. The person makes it all a joke. But there's so many different styles and kind of angles. You know what I mean? But it just seems like, to think of like someone is like to think of a comedic person as someone who's like a fierce, aggressive, star-studded badass type thing. Like just say like someone who just bit the throat out of someone's neck, or something, like it just snaps someone's neck with their teeth or something. If you watch someone do that and you think about a person telling jokes, it's like, well, I don't know. It's like they do it in their own way. Like, I don't know. Like, some people are so funny, it's almost like they just take out an assault rifle and just murder the audience, You're killing it. You're killing it. You know what I mean? But you really didn't do nothing but tell jokes. But, I guess that's what you kind of need to do. I guess I'm just cross referencing this and turning it into a violent, bloody mess. It's probably not funny either. Yeah. But, um, I used to, I don't know. It's crazy to hate something, because I've hated things, but I try to be cool. I'm way cooler, I think, about a lot of that stuff, because I just understand. Like, you just hate something, but you don't really have to like drag it out or anything. But at the same time, it's like the whole process of hating something is, you know, it's just like you spend so much time on it, and if you start talking about it and you start manifesting it and you start getting angry, and you're physically harming people over it. It's like, at that point, like, you take it to the extreme, and it's just like, man, okay, whatever. Like, if you just take the hate to extreme on anything that you just casually hate, if you really think about the extreme of it, it's like, do you really like want to go there? Do you really want to take it there? Like, I don't know, like you're gonna like go hurt someone or something. Like, you hate them so much. It's like, duh, no, no, no. Like, I might hate someone, but I just slow down, slow down, slow down. So you're well. Control yourself. This is the adult world, okay? There are consequences for our actions. You know what I mean? But yeah, where is the ego of comedy, really? I don't. when it's a joke, when the character you are is a joke. I don't know. Is the ego even really there? I think that's the best kind of comedy where there is no ego. It's but then again, I mean, if you do the ego, you kind of have to do it the right way. But like me, I used to kind of just flare my. Well, I did do this sometimes. I would flare my ego, and I do like angry stuff and do this like ego flare stuff and different cockiness and different like very offensive explicit stuff. I've done a lot of different stuff, and it's just crazy because a lot of people they don't want your ego. Like that's the thing about someone watching a video. Do they really want you to like be this person that's like you know, I'm winning because you're watching and I'm taking advantage of you, or like, like just kind of like this ego flare kind of flex type thing. And that you're validating this person's kind of ego. So not everybody likes that, but I guess there's a lot of different versions of things, and I don't know. To even have an ego is almost douchey in my opinion. It's almost just like kind of lame or like especially if you do it the wrong way. A lot of people kind of bomb out on the whole ego thing because they just have this very cheesy tough guy ego, and like I get it, like you can throw a punch or whatever, like cool, like you take steroids, cool, but I just feel like you're not rocking it the right way or something. But that's kind of the whole like mentality that some people has is like you gotta show your ego through real things, and it's gotta be in a particular genre. It's like an ego genre, man. It's like an ego genre. And that's what I'm saying when you look at the ego of comedy and kind of the comedy elite, it's almost like that. It's like I just I don't really see the ego a lot of the time. It doesn't really seem like there's this like rabid dog, like, yes, I won. I got you laughing. You know what I mean? Because that's what it seems like for some people. It's like, it's just straight up like if you look at someone, you could like tell they killed someone and their eyes are completely black. Like I don't know, like the murder eyes, it's like it's kind of like that. Like a comedian's eyes is like I feel like they do have the murder eyes, but it's like when you kill someone with comedy, like say you're a comedian and you're more popular than another comedian, you essentially killed the other comedian, you know what I mean? No one actually died, but someone's career might have got murdered, but I don't know. You can't really put that on the other comedian, right? Just because he's good doesn't mean this guy was ever going to succeed. If this really talented guy wasn't there, this person's probably not going to make it anyway. So this person actually did nothing to do with it. Which I don't know if that's true or not. It's all a genre mashup. It's gonna drive me insane now because I'm talking about genres and I'm talking about things, stuff. The comedy elite, which probably doesn't even exist anymore. I feel like the comedy elite, like the modern comedy elite, probably needed to rise like the Power Rangers. Wait, what is the Power Rangers? I don't even know what that is. I would say rise like the what's a good reference? Just rise like a jungle mistress born to execute the equality of human rights, women rights. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You know what? I'm out of here. Rise like a cobra. Wait, is that GI Joe? I don't even know. I was just trying to come up with something. Let's see. What's my rise like a cobra? I don't know if I should even do the fist thing. Maybe this. Should I do this? No, that's loser. Gang sign. These are not gang signs. I'm just trying to do an out gesture. Um, let's see. Peck like a pigeon. Squeak like a squirrel. Lick like a lizard. And I'm out of here, girl. This is a crazy world. Okay, I'm gone.